I'll just get it out of the way. Candace, you are the greatest person I've ever met, and I can say with complete confidence, you're the greatest person I ever will know. From the moment I met you in Chicago, I was enthralled. You carried yourself as if you were just passing on through that night with the bottle service on a much more important path to a much more important place to be.
It's a far reach from you to me. I feel the time and the space between. It's 1,000 miles of loneliness, 1,000 miles from you.
Wilson got to grad school, and 500 miles between Bloomington, Indiana and Chicago didn't stand a chance. And that's about the time that I met him.
Every mile on my mind leads to you. It leads to you. Every mile on my path leads to you.
And I also left my Willie sock at his house.
What? What's she doing?
She's taking selfies and sending it to people.
I miss the bed you're sleeping on. I'm 1,000 miles.
It seemed like every single weekend you were headed back to Chicago to see this amazing girl who you were in love with. There was never a complaint, and it felt like a privilege for you to make the trip every weekend.
Every mile on my mind leads to you.
I really want to take this moment to really celebrate and honor our love for one another and this incredible life that we've created together.
It leads to you.
5 a.m. We wanted to spend a Sunday night together that sometimes we'd give ourselves. I had to drive all the way back to Bloomington, and I looked at you in bed sleeping, and I started crying, and I didn't say anything. I was just crying. You looked at me and you said that everything would be okay. And it was stressful because at that time I had to go back to school. I knew I had 15-hour days ahead of me. You still had your internship placement. We didn't know where you were going to end up, and you just told me we'd get through this all, and I believed you. We always said we'd be on the other side of it and live happily ever after. And I feel like right now we're on the other side. So you were right.
I usually am.
You had a purpose about you, and you added meaningfulness to my life immediately. I knew you had a bigger plan, and my plan was to go wherever you were planning on going.
So today, we should remember that a wedding is a symbol.
So I didn't get any sage advice, and I read through the number of pages of advice you can get on the web. I couldn't find any advice that Sudi and I had ever adhered to very closely.
promise we talked about. You're no longer simply each other's schmooze and best friends. Because by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You can kiss your bride.